You're looking for something that actually works day to day, not just a laundry list of numbers that sound impressive on paper. You want a monitor that can keep up with fast-paced shooters, a headset that stays clear during long raids, and a keyboard and mouse that feels solid enough to make you forget you're sitting at a desk. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The real question is whether this Samsung Odyssey bundle delivers a smooth, hassle-free experience without forcing you to compromise on the basics you care about. First off, the centerpiece is a 27-inch OLED panel that promises QHD resolution and a 360 Hz refresh rate. In practice, that means colors pop with the kind of depth you usually only see on high-end TVs, while the ultra-high refresh keeps motion blur to an almost non-existent level. I tried it with a recent tactical shooter, and the enemy silhouettes stayed razor-sharp even when I spun around at full speed. The OLED's true blacks are especially noticeable in darker map sections. Shadows hold detail instead of turning into a uniform gray. For anyone who spends a lot of time in fast action titles or even in fast-forward video editing, that visual clarity translates into a tangible advantage. But OLED isn't just a buzzword. The panel uses Samsung's 50mm Graphene Drivers, which are essentially tiny, highly efficient light emitters. The result is a more uniform brightness across the screen, so you don't get those hotspot spots you sometimes see on cheaper LCDs. When I switched between a bright HDR game and a dimly lit strategy session, the brightness held steady without needing to hunt for a new setting. That consistency is a big win for people who use the same monitor for both gaming marathons and long workdays with spreadsheets. The bundle also includes the PROX2 Lightspeed headset and the G915 keyboard, both of which use Samsung's proprietary Lightforce hybrid wireless tech. In real-world use, the headset's latency is practically invisible, voice chat feels instantaneous, and the built-in mic picks up speech clearly even when you're shouting at the top of your lungs. The keyboard's low-profile keys have a satisfying tactile bump, and the wireless connection stayed rock-solid across a full 10-foot range, even when I moved around the room with a VR headset on. The mouse, a PROX2 Superlight, is incredibly light. You can actually feel the difference compared to a typical 100-gram gaming mouse. That weight reduction makes rapid flicks feel effortless, which is a subtle but real boost for competitive play. Now, who should actually buy this bundle? If you're a serious PC gamer who already has a graphics card that can push 1440p at well over 200 frames per second, the 360 Hz OLED will let you see every frame without sacrificing image quality. It's also a great pick for creators who need accurate colors and deep blacks for video work, because the OLED panel doubles as a reliable reference display. The included headset, keyboard, and mouse make the package feel complete for anyone who wants to replace a mismatched set of peripherals without hunting for each piece individually. Basically, if you want a high-performance, all-in-one solution that looks as good as it performs, this is a solid match. On the flip side, there are clear reasons to walk away. The OLED technology, while stunning, can be prone to image retention if you leave static UI elements on screen for hours on end. Think of a persistent health bar or a chat window. If you use your monitor as a primary workstation with lots of static toolbars, you might need to enable pixel shift features or accept occasional minor ghosting. Also, the price point of the bundle is high, reflecting the premium components. If you already own a decent monitor and just need a new headset or mouse, you'll probably be paying for a lot of extra capacity you won't use. Finally, the Lightspeed wireless ecosystem is Samsung-specific. If you already have a Logitech or Razer mouse you love, swapping to the Superlight might feel like a step backward in terms of customization options. Another practical consideration is power consumption. OLED panels draw more power than typical LCDs, especially at higher brightness levels. In a typical gaming session with the brightness cranked up for vivid HDR, the monitor can add a noticeable load to your power bill and generate more heat under the desk. If you're planning a minimalist setup with a small desk space and limited airflow, you'll want to make sure your PC case has enough ventilation to keep the whole rig cool. From a daily usability standpoint, the monitor's stand is fairly sturdy and offers tilt, swivel, and height adjustment, so you can align it perfectly with your eye level. I found that after a few minutes of tweaking, the screen sat at a comfortable height that reduced neck strain during long streams. The built-in USB hub is handy for plugging in a webcam or a flash drive without reaching behind the PC. Though the port selection is modest, you get a couple of USB-C and a single USB-A, so you'll need a hub if you have many peripherals. The headset's battery life is another real-world factor. Samsung claims up to 30 hours of talk time, and